Please welcome him. His name is Nabil Suleiman.
What's going on? This is my first time ever doing this. So it is about AB 656, but it's a lot about education as well. Sorry. Alright. No matter your sex, your religion, your race, or your political beliefs, I'm here alongside everyone showing concern for our future. I hope all of us can offer what we learn here today to those unable to participate in this special event. Get on your Facebooks, your Twitters, your YouTubes, and anything else you can do to spread the word. Read, listen, and share what matters to you. If my voice screams, I hope to hear another. If we all scream together, I hope to hear a change for the better. In 1869, Congress passes the 15th Amendment. It prohibits states from denying male citizens over 21, including free slaves, the right to vote. So many people fought for their right to vote, and now we neglect our power to pick and choose who we place into power. If we continue to be silent, we will continue to be ignored and taken advantage of. If we continue not to vote, we will continue to have our future decided for us. In 1917, the Smith-Hughes Act passes, providing federal funding for agricultural and vocational education. It was repealed in 1997. In 2006, the Chronicle reported that millions of dollars in extra compensation was quietly handed out to campus presidents and other top executives. At a time of state budget cuts, student tuition hikes, canceled classes, faculty hiring, or faculty freezes and layoffs, CSU lobbyists have been paid to defeat bills designed to shed more light on CSU executive salaries and perks, as well as public records. In the last decade, the university system has paid more than $2 million in public funds to two Sacramento lobbyist firms, Capital Advocacy and the Sloat-Higgins-Jensen. And what they did was influence the policies and budget decisions of the governor and state lawmakers. This is what we pay for. These are our tax dollars in action. It's not getting put towards our teachers to feed our minds, but for the school system to be run like a corporate business. In that case, where's our bailout? Even if we had one, I'm sure that Chancellor Reed would find a way for the bonuses to be shared with all of his friends. If you guys haven't looked at some of the highest wage makers in California, I'll give you a couple of examples. The head coach of Berkeley, $2,342,315 a year. That was in 2008. The head coach of Los Angeles, $2,058,475. Professor of MedComp in Los Angeles, $1,776,404. Chancellor Reed himself makes around $500,000 a year. 1919, the Progressive Education Association is founded with the goal of reforming American education. Progressive educators believe that a new education program based on the development of cooperative social skills, critical thinking, and democratic behaviors could play a pivotal role in transforming a society of greed, individualism, waste, and corruption for one based on compassion, humanism, and equality. Many don't want us to think, feel. They want to control us and follow the path they place ahead of us. Education is what provides us with our ability to create, explore, and expand our future. 1946. In the landmark court case of Mendez versus Westminster and the California Board of Education, the U.S. District Court in Los Angeles rules that educating children of Mexican descent in separate facilities is unconstitutional, thus prohibiting segregation in California schools. Groups such as Latinos will make up 40% of our state's labor force by 2020, but only 12% of Latinos are on pace to hold a bachelor's degree by that date. 41% of California's workers will need a bachelor's degree to meet the state's projected economic demand in the year 2025. If current trends continue, yet and changes the California workforce make it unlikely that this demand will ever be met. 1964, the Civil Rights Act becomes law. It prohibits discrimination on race, color, sex, religion, or national origin. We are one of the few schools we are a very diverse school, but we are one of the few schools that offer a deaf studies program. Outside universities are discussing cutting their foreign language programs, outsourcing the knowledge of language beyond English to be found elsewhere. If that idea for cuts comes into our campus, what will happen to our deaf studies program? What will happen to all of those who will now be without such programs? In 1965, the Higher Education Act is signed at Southwest Texas, surprising, College on November 8th. It increases federal aid to higher education and provides for scholarships, student loans, and establishes a Natural Teachers Corporation. If you guys are unfamiliar with the 30% increase that we had this semester, which I'm sure none of or all of you are aware of it, be prepared for another 30% increase. More of our influential professors will be let go, and less classes will be available. We create the No Kids Left Behind law, putting dreams into the future generations ahead. But school has become a short supply and high demand system, bringing back the idea of education for the wealthy. As she said, I was going to talk about AB 656. The legislation, Assembly Bill 656, was introduced by Assembly Puerto Rico. It would put a 9.9% severance tax on oil and gas in California and give that money to California's higher education system. Of that money, 60% will go to CSU systems like ourselves, 30% will go to UCs, and 10% to community colleges. There's a provision in the bill that makes it illegal to pass the severance costs on to taxpayers such as ourselves. There are a few problems in the bill that many have become aware of. One of them being that the bill does not contain a reporting mechanism, so the state will not receive information on how these funds are being spent. Another discrepancy is that the threat of jobs being lost in the oil companies is sort of a reality, but comparative to the amount of teachers that are being cut and to the amount of students that can't go to college, I think the bill is worth getting passed in the legislative office. So I encourage all of you to find out who represents you in your district. Everyone, if you don't live in Northridge or Santa Cruz or somewhere else, everyone has their own. I encourage you to call them, write them, talk to your teachers, your professors, whatever other ideas you can get to make your voice heard. That's it. Thank you.
Very important topic that touches us